Little Pinks. Most of them are young Chinese netizens who are deeply influenced by online nationalism and patriotism. In fact, they are not all young people. There are many old pinks, but young people are more active online. In this country, patriotic education is equal to every ordinary person, no matter what age you are. In international affairs, they tend to look at other countries from a patriotic perspective, especially the United States, which is often regarded as China's opponent. They are curious about the US election, but also have a sarcastic and vigilant attitude. Little Pinks generally believe that the US electoral system seems democratic and transparent, but in fact there are many problems and loopholes. They often comment on the chaos of the US election on the internet, such as rumors of fraud in the election process, mutual attacks between the two parties, and fierce confrontations between candidates. For Little Pinks, American democracy is a hypocritical democracy. This system does not truly represent public opinion, but is controlled by a few interest groups. I have to say that if you want to hear the world's most profound reflections on American politics, go and talk to Little Pinks, and you will definitely gain a lot. For example, Little Pinks may say online, "The Americans think their votes are important, but in fact, the capitalists are the ones who are in power." Little Pinks believe that the American media reports the election with a bias, and even affects the election results. Therefore, they believe that freedom of speech in the United States is not true freedom. Many Little Pinks believe that the chaotic process of the US election is a farce, and will ridicule the performance of candidates and the behavior of voters. Especially when the election results are unclear and controversial, Little Pinks will think this is a joke, and even forward some humorous jokes or emoticons on social platforms to express their views. We enjoy the freedom to criticize Western politics. I have to say that some of them do not simply hate the West. They have good insights into Western politics, and some of their words are quite reasonable. But I think this is a guided result. Chinese people can only praise their own politics, not criticize them, and even do not allow discussion. In China, discussing American politics is allowed and even encouraged. In fact, Little Pink or all Chinese people have a red line in their minds. They know what can and cannot be said, and they feel very free within the safety line. Some of the Little Pinks believe that the United States has begun to decline, and this decline is vividly reflected in the chaos during the election. In contrast, they believe that China's system is more efficient and stable, and can better serve the development of society. Little Pinks will compare the chaos of the US election with the order of Chinese politics, trying to prove the superiority of the Chinese system, and believe that China's rise is an unstoppable trend. Compared with the chaos in the United States, China's political system can better prevent the people from being misled and social turmoil. The Chinese people pursue collectivism, and most people do not think that one-man rule is a problem. They enjoy this indifference to politics, even if it has caused them a lot of suffering in history. Although they generally have a critical and sarcastic attitude towards the US election, they are also concerned about how this election will affect Sino-US relations. They may think that no matter who is elected, the United States will continue to take a tough stance on China, but the strategies between the two parties may be different. Little Pinks may think that whether the Democratic or Republican US president comes to power, he will regard China as a competitor. Therefore, they are skeptical about the possibility of improving Sino-US relations. Since the US policy toward China involves the economic and technological fields, they are worried that the new president may take tougher measures on technological blockades or economic sanctions. They are indifferent to their own politics, but they criticize the politics on the other side of the ocean. On the one hand, they say that the United States suppresses China and the current economic stagnation is all caused by the United States, and on the other hand, they say that the United States is declining and China will definitely rise. Overall, the US election in the eyes of the Little Pinks is a farce of the hypocritical democracy. They are both cold-eyed and vigilant, believing that the chaos in the United States shows its decline, while China's rise and institutional stability are proud. It is ironic to hear a country that cannot hold elections discussing elections in other countries. 夏虫语冰 is a Chinese idiom that literally translates to "the summer insect talks about ice." This phrase originates from Zhuangzi, a classic text of Taoist philosophy, and is often used to illustrate the idea that certain people, due to their limited perspective, cannot fully understand things beyond their experience or knowledge. The idiom implies that just as a summer insect, which has never seen winter, cannot comprehend what ice is, people who are limited by their environment or mindset may struggle to understand concepts or experiences outside their familiar world. It can be used to describe a person who dismisses or underestimates things simply because they have no exposure to them. In the United States, you can discuss American politics freely, but in China, you can only discuss American politics. If I am interviewed, I will say, "I will not comment on China's elections because I dare not tell the truth and I don't want to lie." Then I will disappear along with the interview. Who is truly free? I'm Lino, a Titan living in China learning English. See you next time.